All right, this is a video going over on the still more domain and range worksheet, g of x. So domain is pretty straightforward here. We just can't have the denominator be 0. So 2 minus 7x cannot be 0, or 2 can't be 7x, or x cannot be 2 sevenths. So the domain here would be negative infinity to 2 sevenths union 2 sevenths to infinity. Now for the range, you want to recognize that, okay, the part changing is the part with x, and that's this fraction with x in the numerator and the denominator. And hopefully you remember, oh, that's the k thing. So meaning, I want to see what this can't be. So is there, by setting it equal to k, I'm asking myself, if I were to go about and solve this, is there anything k couldn't be, or anything that couldn't be outputted from this fraction? So when I go about doing this, minus 7kx, okay, so then doing this, I realize, all right, the only way I wouldn't be able to solve this linear equation would be if the x's cancel. And that would be the case if I had the same coefficient on each side, the same number in front of x. Because then if I subtracted, the x's would just go away. Or brought them to the other side and combined, the x's would disappear. So I cannot have 3 cannot equal negative 7k, or k cannot be negative 3 sevenths. Now to further hit home this point, let's see what happens if we were to set the fraction equal to negative 3 sevenths. So if I were to solve this for x, I would say, okay, 21x. Okay, back to it. Sorry for the call interruption. Okay, so as I was saying, let's see what happens when we set the function, at least the fraction piece of the function equal to negative 3 sevenths. So it was cross multiplying. So 21x plus 7 equals negative 6 plus 21x. Well, look what happens when I have 21x on both sides of the equation, so the x's are going to cancel, and I get this false statement here. So there is no x that I could plug in that could get a value of negative 3 sevenths coming out of there. So now that we verified that, going back to the problem, the range of just the fractional piece would be negative infinity to negative 3 sevenths union negative 3 sevenths to infinity, because it can achieve anything but except that, negative 3 sevenths. But don't forget, you've got 4 minus that. This is what this equation is. So applying the 4 minus to that, we'll still have a negative infinity, but then it's going to be 4 minus negative 3 sevenths and 4 plus 4 minus the negative 3 sevenths and then are also 4 minus the negative infinity, which will go to infinity. So the new thing that it does not equal would be the 4 3 sevenths or the 31 sevenths. So that would be your range there.